Hello and welcome. So, let's talk about the new BIOS update, BIOS 323 for the ROG Ally. So, the first item is very important and very interesting. Unfortunately, it does not work for me. So, what it does is it gives you support for the 30 watts turbo mode when using adapters that are 65 watts or more, or USB-C hubs or docks. So you should be able to use you have different options for power adapters for USB-C hubs. Now they should be able to work with the 30 watts turbo mode. Unfortunately, mine doesn't activate turbo mode, and it doesn't make sense for two reasons. One is rated for 100 watts, so it should be more than enough. And second, they are explaining that if the device doesn't have enough power, it should activate 30 watts. If the charger or the power adapter is rated for 65 watts, but you're plugging in something else maybe, and the full power doesn't go to the device, and then it should activate 30 watts turbo mode, but your battery should drain slowly. So it doesn't make sense why it doesn't activate at all in my situation. So the USB-C hub, it's a Hutu, it's called. It's on Amazon, and it's rated for 100 watts. And I've seen at least one other person on the internet that has a similar, not the same brand, but similar kind of USB-C hub, and it has the same issue. It couldn't activate the USB 30 watts turbo mode. So at least one more person has the same issue. Maybe we're the only ones. Maybe there's just a couple of people that have the same issue. Maybe with some specific brands of USB-C hubs that doesn't work. So I don't know, maybe, but it doesn't work for me. So I'm very disappointed for that because that was a very important part of the update. So another thing that they changed, now the screen should go dimmer to match probably the Steam Deck because they're still trying to compete with that. And people are complaining probably that it's not the same as the Steam Deck. A Steam Deck goes dimmer. I don't know in what situation you would need to go, maybe to conserve battery, or if you have like incredibly sensitive eyes, you've been sitting in your basement pitch black for an hour, and then you turn on the device and you burn your eyes. Maybe you need 10 nits, but I don't think it needs to go lower, that low. Excuse me. But I think it's okay if you have the option. It's not a good addition to the features of the device. It doesn't affect me at all, so it's okay. So the next one is there was a gap in performance between the performance mode while unplugged and the performance mode while plugged in. Performance power mode we're talking about. And they optimized that. I don't know which one was working better or working worse. I didn't know there was a gap because usually when you play performance mode while unplugged, and you go into turbo mode when you plugged in. I never switched to performance mode while plugged in, so I never had the chance to recognize if there was a gap or not. And another feature that they added, and it's okay. I mean, it doesn't bother me that much. They were resetting the VRAM option every time they updated the BIOS, so now they changed that. You should be able to keep your option of the VRAM when they update your BIOS. So I have it on auto. That seems to be working great so far at this moment. But you should have the options for people to test it. Now you have more option. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8 gigs for people to test different options. And more options, the better. So that's it with the BIOS update. They did some other updates that concern the accessibility. It's it's for the way you navigate through the device. So in BIOS, they added some keys to like the triggers you use to navigate through the BIOS, and you should be able to navigate better. I know I used to navigate with the touchscreen through BIOS because I didn't have many options. I didn't know how to. Well, we didn't have any options. They starting to add more options now to navigate through Windows. They made the dead zones better, so now it should be smoother to navigate with the cursor probably through Windows. They added the turbo mode on the keys. You'll be able to activate turbo mode, um, and I think that's all. That's all the features they've added. So in this update, the most important was the first one, and the most important doesn't work for me. I don't know the reason for that, but for whoever works, that is a great update. Being able to activate turbo mode with any USB-C if they have a hub and they want to go into turbo mode and use it like a computer, PC computer, not like a portable device. So that's it for the this update. Hopefully, we'll figure out what happened with my dock. I'll figure out a way to make it work. But until the next BIOS, I'll see you. Bye.